The first time I felt truly invisible, I was 8. Mother's coffin had just been lowered into the earth, and Father's hand slipped from mine to rest on the shoulder of the woman who would soon replace her. That night, I curled beneath the kitchen table, clutching the rag doll Mother had sewn from an old flour sack. The new woman, Clara, stepped over me without looking down. Anna, her daughter, kicked the doll aside and asked for cake. I learned then that some grief is too small to be seen. 12 years later, the house still smelled of bleach and onions. I rose before dawn to scrub floors that would never stay clean, to cook meals that Anna picked at, to haul water from the well because Clara said the pipes were for guests. My dresses were patched until the patches had patches. Anna's wardrobe spilled from 2 closets. Father worked late at the mill, coming home only to nod at Clara's complaints and pat my head like I was the family dog. I told myself the ache in my chest was only tiredness. The fair came to town the week I turned 20. Clara dressed Anna in sky blue silk and pearls. "Find a boy with money," she whispered, loud enough for me to hear while I mended the hem of my gray work dress. Father added, "Jenny, tag along. Keep an eye on your sister." Clara's laugh cut the air. "In that rag? She'll scare the crows." At the fair, lanterns bobbed like fireflies. Anna twirled, collecting smiles the way other girls collected ribbons. I lingered near the lemonade stand, wiping sticky tables no one asked me to clean. That was when he spoke. "Mind if I help?" The voice was warm, steady. I looked up into eyes the color of riverstone. He took the rag from my numb fingers and wiped a circle clean. "I'm Elias. You look like someone who's been carrying the world." I laughed, actually laughed, startled by the sound. "Jenny. And the world's heavier than it looks." Anna swooped in, linking her arm through mine hard enough to bruise. "We're leaving." But Elias's gaze stayed on me, thoughtful, as if he'd seen past the faded dress to the girl still clutching her rag doll under the table. Clara's next scheme unfolded like a bad play. "Anna will wear Jenny's dress tomorrow," she announced. "Jenny, you'll wear Anna's blue silk. We'll tell everyone your sister's visiting from the city." The dress hung loose on my thinner frame, the pearls cold against my collarbone. I felt like a child playing dress-up in a story that wasn't mine. At the fair, heads turned. Whispers followed me like bees. Elias found me by the Ferris wheel. "You clean up nice," he teased, then sobered. "But I liked the gray dress better. It matched your eyes when you smiled." Anna's face purpled. Clara's smile froze. I wanted to rip the silk from my skin and run. The trap sprung 2 days later. Clara sent me to the park for wildflowers alone, at dusk, though the path was slick with rain. My ankle twisted on wet moss. Pain shot up my leg, the basket spilled. I sat in the mud, biting back sobs.
Until headlights cut the dark. Elias. He didn't ask questions, just lifted me as if I weighed nothing and carried me home. Father met us at the door, face ashen. For the first time, he saw the bruises on my arms from carrying water buckets, the calluses on my hands. "Jenny," he whispered, "what have we done to you?" Recovery took weeks. Elias brought books, read aloud while I propped my foot on a crate. He noticed I flinched when Clara raised her voice, noticed I saved the burnt toast for myself. One afternoon, he traced the scar on my palm, earned slicing onions for Anna's lunch, and said, "You're not invisible, Jenny." Not to me. Father began staying home. He watched me cook, watched Clara order me about, watched Anna sulk. One evening, he cornered Clara in the kitchen. "She's my daughter," he said, voice shaking. "Treat her like one, or leave." Clara left the room in tears. Anna slammed her door. The silence that followed felt like sunrise. The proposal came on an ordinary Tuesday. Elias knelt in the garden I'd weeded since childhood, holding a ring made from a silver spoon I'd once bent carrying firewood. "Marry me, Jenny." Not the girl in the blue dress. The one who smiles when she thinks no one's looking. I said yes with dirt under my nails and hope in my throat. The wedding was small. Father walked me down the aisle, eyes wet. Clara and Anna sat in the back, stiff as fence posts. I didn't care. I had a husband who saw me, a father who finally looked, and a heart that no longer apologized for taking up space. Years later, when our daughter asks why I keep that gray rag doll on the mantel, I tell her the truth. Some stories begin with being overlooked, but they end with being chosen, by the right eyes, at the right time. 1.2s fast.